Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 8th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly how Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are really going to propel the fans into a new Star Wars mythology. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, ever since the release of Episode 9, a lot of fans have been very curious about exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm really are going to craft this new Star Wars universe, if you will, that's really going to be far larger or more expansive than the old one that we got back in the 1990s and the early 2000s. Now, the old expanded universe, one could argue that it really went way too over the top at times, which I will agree. There were times in the old EU where things didn't really quite make sense and it did go quite overboard. So hopefully they don't do that with this new EU that they are actually going to be starting this year of 2020, leading into 2021, which is where a majority of it will finally be released in the forms of books, novels, comics, video games, TV series, and more. So, with that being said, both George Lucas, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau all working together as this trio, if you will, to really bring Star Wars into a different era, to really evolve it as a franchise. They're really trying to make up for what they lost with the sequel trilogy movies, especially The Last Jedi. That was a major hit to the Star Wars universe because of what Rian Johnson had done to the character of Luke Skywalker and others. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with the character of Rey Skywalker, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. Now, it's explained that currently both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are developing major plans in order to reunite the fans around the world to create a better and brighter future for the Star Wars franchise. It's noted that they plan to establish many new retcons in the Star Wars universe that will have a major impact on the prequels, originals, and the sequel trilogy, as well in order to evolve the franchise moving forward. One of the major retcons that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are working on is the Rey Skywalker Retcon that will be a big deal in a post-Episode 9 era that they are making as we speak. The retcon is set to involve that after Ben Solo vanished on the world of Exegol, all of his knowledge that he learned from Luke Skywalker and others during his brief moment in the netherworld of the Force was transferred to Rey's mind, which gave her the ability to create a new Jedi Order and the completion of her yellow lightsaber. Additionally, another retcon being made for Rey Skywalker, and this is a big one, by George, John, and Dave Filoni, is that George Lucas is going to undo the fact that Rey Skywalker became the Chosen One by defeating Palpatine once and for all. Now, Lucas's way of undoing this for Rey Skywalker is by bringing back Palpatine once more to life, and that he plans to bring Luke Skywalker back to life as well, to be the one to destroy Sidious once and for all in physical form. Palpatine is set to return as a Sith spirit in the body of a dark acolyte that survived the Battle of Exegol, where Lucas is geared to erase the idea that Rey Skywalker became the Chosen One by destroying the Sith once and for all and replaced Anakin's title, by bringing back Palpatine once more only for Luke Skywalker and/or Anakin as father and son to defeat Sidious in the post-Episode 9 era of the Star Wars universe. Now, this plan by George is to ensure that Anakin and Luke stay relevant in the Star Wars franchise and are seen as important figures still to the Star Wars community. Lucas is also set to bring Luke Skywalker back to life through the power of the Wills, who are godlike creatures that created the Star Wars universe, where the retcon of Rey by losing the Chosen One title is set to be a plan by Lucas to further erase many of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas that she made for The Rise of Skywalker that he did not agree with at all before the movie was even released. So this really is a major deal here by Lucas, because what he wants to do is he really wants to undo the fact that Rey was essentially the Chosen One at the very end of Episode 9 by destroying the Sith once and for all, and this really is quite a big change-up by Lucas, The fact that he wants to bring Palpatine back as a Sith spirit inside of a dark acolyte, where Palpatine is going to return in a different way than ever before. He's not going to look like Palpatine. He's going to be the Sith spirit of Sidious inside of the body of the Dark Acolyte. This was an original idea, by the way, for Episode 9 that was erased by Kathleen Kennedy, where they originally had Matt Smith that was going to portray the Dark Acolyte. This is all going to be told in the new universe throughout, of course, the next couple of years. That's going to really be the highlight. This is basically going to be our version of the Dark Empire comic line, where we have everything that's going to be placed like that. So when we look at everything related to Rey Skywalker, I think it's a good idea by Lucas, the fact that he's undoing the whole Rey Skywalker became the chosen one thing and kind of bringing it back to Luke and or Anakin. That is what really makes sense to me the most. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.